When this fucking beat drop, you already know what fucking time it is.
Daily Dose is on now.
Check it out, y'all.
Power 106, Teddy Mora, Melissa Rios, and DJ Carisma. And you see the setup; it is totally different because we had to take it up a notch, ladies and gentlemen. Because we're sitting down with a mover and shaker, a legend in his own right. Woo. Whether it's the streets, whether it's music, whether it's just being one of the most influential people we've ever had in the game. Can I call him Jeezy? Can I call him Young Jeezy? Do I call him Snow? Or do I call you Jay Jenkins? What is it?
Jay Jeezy Jenkins.
There you go. Triple J is in the building, baby.
How you feeling?
We're feeling amazing. Not as good as you, man. Congratulations on the new show, Worth Conversation, right?
Yes.
Worth the Conversation.
Worth the Conversation.
With Jeezy Jenkins on Fox Soul. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Shouts out to Fox Soul.
Yeah,
so what made you say, you know what, this is worth a conversation. I need a whole show to have all these different conversations.
I mean, for me, it's like, you know, I've avoided a lot of things and was able to navigate my life by being in rooms that people like myself don't get a chance to get in, just being from the hood. And, you know, we have conversations on the front porch, barbershop,
right?
But those are like-minded people. So it's like a lot of my guests aren't people that you can sit down and talk to at the barbershop or on the porch or in the neighborhood and get insight, you know. So for me, I just want to have those conversations with the people that I respect so that my culture, my people, and anybody else who want to pull gems and jewels from that, they get that same conversation.
Kind of putting us on.
Yeah, because that's how I got on. I mean, whether it was, you know, street life, you know, it was always somebody who just had the ins and outs and was smarter. Whether it was my professional life, it was always somebody I had to get advice from.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether it was my music career, it was always somebody who done it better before me, and I have to go like, yo, how you know, and everybody don't get to talk to those. That's why people pay, you know, people big bucks to just sit down and get their blueprint. Mm-hmm. So, you know, this is, you know, bringing you the blue. You see got the blue for the blueprint.
We see it, man. You're looking fly.
Yeah.
So now, like, when you getting gems from people or you dropping gems on us, you allowing us to get those gems, what exactly are we talking about on What the Conversation? Like, is it the social climate? Is it, what are we talking about here, Jesus?
Our life. For me, is mostly how, you know, adversity. You know, what made you, you know, think outside the box? What made me not just be, you know, just a product of my environment and be another statistic or a casualty? It's just like, how do you navigate through things? If you really think about it, there's not one book that's going to tell you how to do it all. So you have to get your information from people. It's real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because somebody could tell you, you know, one thing. You might be, you know, your uncle or somebody just tell you one thing that sticks with you for the rest of your life. And you always use that to gauge things, you know, and you know, coming up, and my mom used to tell me, like, don't ever let nobody make me feel that I'm lesser than. And that always stuck with me. It always resonates.
Yeah.
So it's those things that my grandma used to, I can do a whole grandmother book, though.
Word.
Yo, she gave me.
Is it Grandmother Jenkins? What are we calling her?
Miss Jenkins.
Miss
She
Jenkins.
passed.
Jenkins.
So she passed. She used to tell me everything I used to do was going to land me in jail when I was young.
Right.
I used to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But all that, and I remember that. So I was like, nah, I can't let that happen. So I took everything that happened to me bad, and I made it work for me. So I put it in my music, I put it in my life, I did. But I got that from her because I can't let her down, you know.
So what was some of the best advice or the most memorable advice that Mrs. Jenkins gave you?
Ah, man, just to always keep my integrity, straight up.
Right.
Like that was. I don't care what you do, how much money's involved, what type of, you know, just what type of personal gain you're gonna get. Just make sure you can look at yourself in the mirror the next morning. And I always go by that, you know.
Right.
I'm thorough. When I get up, I look in that mirror. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everything's straight. You know.
Right?
Listen, I'm so glad you brought up the word integrity. Because listen, here on the West, we've been rocking with you for a minute. I know you're from the A, so they were on you from the tapes and Get.
Right.
But as soon as the first album dropped here on the West, we've been rocking with you, and I seen your rise, man. And I don't know how it feels to be in it. As much as we have a rise, but not like a Jeezy. Like coming from the bottom to where you've gotten to. What moment made you say, yo, I'm really here? And I know, you've done it all. Worked with Jay and deals. But like, what was the first moment, now looking back, that Jeezy said, man, I felt like I made it at that point. That's when I knew I made it.
When I wrote and dropped the Recession album. Because before that, I was going through a lot of survivor's remorse.
Yeah.
Because I was still so close to, you know, close to the people in the street that I was trying to bring everything with me, you know what I'm saying? And it just caused me so many problems and trouble. And it was just like, with the recession, I just really was focusing on what was going on. And back to Worth the Conversation, I was in one of those rooms, and I heard these business guys that I know, you know, worth billions start talking about a recession and how concerned they was. I didn't even know what the word meant. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, we didn't either.
Right.
We felt it.
So I didn't know what the word meant. So I was like, yo, like, and when I walked out of the room, I'm concerned too. So I started immediately like researching and studying and just understanding what was really going on. And then what I was learning, I was just start putting it into music. And when it, you know, it was a risk because I'm coming straight from the street and I'm trying to give people game. That ain't always well received because it's almost like, don't tell me what to do. So when it came out and it had its success, I was like, damn, I could really, you know, do anything because it's just like now I don't have to even just be this. I could be that too. Yeah. And that just really opened up the door for me. And it, you know, when it went double platinum, it was a big deal. Like, you know, because it was like I was speaking my truth. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was the moment.
How does Jeezy feel so comfortable asking questions? Because I've been in a room where there's people who are more intelligent than me, have more money or whatnot, and you never want to seem less or you never want to seem poor or ignorant. So the fact that you're saying, look, I learned this stuff because I asked and I want to put you on or I want to educate everyone on this topic. How did Jeezy get so comfortable asking questions that he didn't know about?
Because this is from my uncle Bo Slick. This is some more knowledge.
Okay, Bo Slick.
Okay.
Bo Slick.
Miss Jenkins, Bo Slick.
Yeah, he's a real one. He gave me my first $20 out of Social Security check. I flipped that a zillion times.
Oh, we did.
Okay.
Now I'm here. He always tell me, if you're the smartest person in the room or the smartest person in your little clique, you're in the wrong clicking room. Because if the people around you are not smarter than you, you're already in trouble. And I took that to heart. Like I like to be around smart people. They can be smart just in their field.
In their field, right.
And whatever it could be, it could just be, you know, one of your partners is just, you know, he's always calm. So when things come and problems arise, he doesn't panic. Right. That's a skill set.
Very important.
Because he's gonna tell you, oh, you know, you overreacting. This is gonna be all bad if you do it, and you're in it. So it's just like he's smart. Because he knows how to deal with those situations. Or you could be in a situation, I've been in situations where, you know, my life depended on it. And somebody just pointed me in the right direction, like, you should go talk to this person. And I was in situations, whether it was legal situations, and I thought, you know, just me having a lot of common sense and street sense, that I can get out of it. And that wasn't what's gonna happen. So I went to talk to somebody, and they said, this is what you have to do. I mean, of course, it cost me some money, but it saved me. But these are people that are smart. Yeah.
Priceless.
Listen,
and if you don't have it, they'll use it against you, by the way. Yeah.
Hey, listen, Jeezy, I've always said that if I ever got the privilege to sit down with you, I got to tell you about this moment. One of the most powerful moments I've ever seen happen in 2008 when Obama was running for presidency, right? And you dropped My President is Black. And one of my closest friends, he's black, Sean Brown, shout out to you. When Obama won. Right. And that song, we played that song from Pico all the way to Hollywood. The tears that were coming down his eyes, playing that song back and forth, like that will always sit with me. And when you made it, did you know? Like, listen, this is gonna happen. I'm manifesting it. He's winning, and they're gonna play the song forever. Right. Did you know? Like,
I wrote that song 4 months before he won.
Yeah. I remember.
I knew that he had, you know, and which I was just telling my man about even voting. We was just talking about that. I knew that he was charismatic enough, and he had the savoir-faire to make people believe in what he was saying. And I saw that. You can see that that's a skill set.
Yeah, man.
Everybody doesn't have that.
Nope.
And what he did is he created a movement. And just like we was talking about voting, it's just like you might not, even if you don't win this time, you create the movement. You know, just mobilizing everybody so that when we do get our moment, we got the numbers. And what he did was mobilize everybody. So when we got our moment, he had the numbers. And he made people believe, and I saw that. Like the first time I saw him speak, I'm like, okay, this guy. And by the way, you know, beg to differ. A lot of people say a lot of different things happened when he was in office, but he also showed, in my opinion, what a real leader should handle the people like. You shouldn't divide us. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you're gonna divide us as a leader, you pitting us against each other. So now we're not mobilized at all together. And I knew that going in, and I was like, you know, and it wasn't because he was just black. It was like this guy's like, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then he shouts you out, and then he talks about playing Young Jeezy.
Well, let me at the correspondence.
Yes.
But just so you know, he only did that because he invited me to a correspondence dinner in New York, and I went with my whole team, bought everybody nice suits, and I got there, and the Secret Service wouldn't let me in.
Oh wow!
So you never got a chance to meet Dapper?
No. So we all let him, you know.
Yeah,
Barack
Barry.
Obama,
Listen, Barry O.
Right.
Barack Obama,
Right,
one of the greatest presidents we ever had.
Right.
What are we doing, fam?
Right.
Listen,
he would
we
be
set
an
up
awesome
a
guest on.
Right.
Yeah,
Conversation.
birthday conversation.
Obama.
We're gonna speak it into existence.
We're saying it out. Say it.
Yeah.
Right. We're speaking it into existence. We got it.
I think it's only right. You made the song, right? It took off. It empowered so many people. It empowered them to the voting booths, right? The least you can do.
And he
Barack,
bought the suits, guys.
Right.
It sit down
Nice
with,
suit, by the way.
with Jeezy Jenkins.
Right.
Worth the conversation. We're gonna put it out
Tell
in the
him
universe.
he ain't sitting down with Snowman. He's sitting down with Jeezy Jenkins.
Exactly.
So he's good. But this was crazy. I knew going into that because I just believed in what he did, and I wanted my people to have something to believe in as well. And I know how much music affect. I didn't do it for a personal gain. I did it because I believed. And once he won, I was like, okay, cool. But I always understood that my past would kind of come in the way when I started making those type of moves. Because it's like you can't go sit beside the Snowman.
Well, listen, it's a pleasure to sit down with you this morning. Congratulations, like we said on the new show, Worth the Conversation. And I hope that we're getting an album soon.
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
There it is. He's
Worth
already
the
ready.
Conversation. We premiere. When's this drop?
Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday.
This drops today.
This drops today?
It drops today.
Okay, so Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific.
Make sure you
Fox Soul.
download the Fox Soul app. This is our
Going down.
family. Jeezy, Jizzle, Snowman,
Yeah.
Jay Jenkins,
Wait,
baby.
I have a
Yeah.
question before.
Huh.
Birkin or property?
Oh, property. All
You know
There it
I
is.
heard it.
Property over property. Just property.
Property on
That's a
property.
wise man right
Yeah,
there.
that's it.
Can't
All
wait to
day.
get more gems from you on this show, man. I'm
For
Young
excited.
Jeezy, baby.
Congratulations.
Let's
Appreciate
go.
your charisma.
Definitely.
When this fucking beat drop, you already know what fucking time it is.
Do you now? Check it out, y'all.